Hi, today we're making yummy stuffed potatoes. The recipe is in Eat Away Illness, and it's a really nice way to present potatoes. So we'll start with 2 large potatoes. Today I have my kind of purple ones from my garden, but baking potatoes, the long russets, work really well. So we're going to bake them in a 450 oven for about an hour. So I'm just going to poke them with a fork so they don't blow up. And we'll bake them for 1 hour. While those are baking, we're going to get some squash ready. We're going to use a little bit of squash, so we're going to steam some squash. We want a nice bright orange squash because of the color shows up when we mix it with the potato inside. So you can steam this the day ahead. You can steam it just when you're making them, whatever you like. You could even bake this squash whole and then use some of the flesh that way, if you find it easier. This lovely squash was a gift from a friend who has an organic garden, and it's very firm. It was grown this year. It's very firm. Squash will keep for up to a year, but they're very difficult to cut, as you can see. I find it really difficult. So often I will find someone else to cut it up for me if I want to do this. Or if I'm by myself, then I'll bake it. So if you put it in a pan, cut it in half, take the seeds out, put it in a pan upside down with a bit of water and bake it for an hour, then you can remove the flesh easily. Otherwise, it is quite a job to cut up a squash, as you can see. So be very careful when you're doing it. And I like to steam it, so this is a steamer inside a stainless steel pan with some water in the bottom. So I steam my squash for about 15 minutes until it's just tender. So we'll cook that for about 15 minutes. Okay. Now's the fun part. We're going to take these 2 hot potatoes, take the centers out, and place them either into a pot where we can mash them or into a food processor. So it's your choice. Today we're using the pot because it's easier. Be careful not to tear the skins. These are one of my favorite ways to make potatoes. So to the hot potato centers, we're going to add the squash that we cooked earlier. 3/4 of a cup of that beautiful orange squash. And a 1/4 cup of melted butter. 1/4 teaspoon cumin. 1 teaspoon of Celtic salt. Remember, Celtic salt is loaded with trace minerals and iodine. And now we're going to mash it together. Okay. Now we're going to add this back into the potato shells. Doesn't that look nice already? Obviously you'll want to make as many potatoes as people you have for company. So when we've got the potatoes filled, we're going to brush them Keep them back in the halves, brush them with melted butter. So I had a little bit more melted butter here. And a brush, so we're just going to brush some melted butter on them. You can use ghee or coconut butter if you want to be dairy-free. Now we'll sprinkle a little bit of paprika. And we'll broil them for a couple of minutes under the broiler, just to brown them a little bit. So we'll wait 2 minutes for those to broil. Potatoes are very healthy. They have iron, they have lots of vitamins and minerals, and it's best to eat the skin along with the potatoes. So as you can see, this dish has the potato skin with it. Most of the vitamins and minerals are just under the skin. And the skin's very useful because it has fiber. So feel good about eating potatoes. Squash is high in beta-carotene and vitamin A, so it's very healthy as well. We'll check the potatoes. They look good. Potato boats, actually. So we could put a little more butter on if we like. And there we have them, yummy stuffed potatoes with squash. I hope you enjoy them.